Ladies and gentlemen, this is the real MJ on YouTube. THREELMJ. Also on all streaming platforms. I am MILTOENT. MILTOENT. So subscribe to my channel. Today's episode is sponsored by myself. I ask y'all to subscribe. So let's get to the video and the audio of this podcast. Alright, first things first. Money in the Bank lineup is awesome. The men's match has literally one former world champion, WWE world champion. I'm not counting other promotions, but we have one former world champion in the Money in the Bank. And now one of these guys has ever won a Money in the Bank, a ladder match, or probably haven't competed for one. If they did, whatever. But the contenders is Jey Uso, Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre. My favorites to win that match is three individuals: LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, or Chad Gable. We already know that Drew McIntyre isn't gonna get the dub. CM Punk is gonna interrupt. And also, really not an Andrade fan, so I don't want Andrade to win. I used to be a fan, but now it's like, whatever. If Drew does somehow win, he should cash it in at SummerSlam against Gunther. We should set up Punk versus Drew McIntyre for the title. And if Punk wins the title, it's going to be a great feud, and then Punk can feud with Seth Rollins. And this feud between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, or Drew and Seth, literally reminds me of Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. A feud that we never thought it'd occur. A feud that was natural, that was organic, seeds was planted, and it's a really good feud. And I already know the feuds of the 2020s is gonna be Hangman Page and Swerve, Seth and CM Punk, Roman and Cody, things like that. So yeah. Now, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match may be good, simply because we have Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Zoe. My number one pick is Tiffany Stratton. I want her to win because she literally learned the WWE system within due time, faster than any superstar, any rookie that I've ever known in professional wrestling history. Or it can be Matt Cardona's beautiful wife, Chelsea Green. Those are two individuals that deserve to win the Money in the Bank. Nobody else. Naomi doesn't mean this match at all, but I feel like WWE likes to bury black talent. And I actually have a video where I'm going to post. If this video gets a lot of likes, or if this podcast gets a lot of listens, I'm going to post that video. And when I talk to y'all about it and break it down, y'all going to be like, okay, this makes perfect sense. But anyways, yeah. Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins is going to be a good match. But I'm not excited about the two NXT champs, former NXT alumni, former NXT champs, the most dominant NXT champions facing each other, because they are literally, win or lose, gonna hold the title until SummerSlam, and Gunther is gonna win that title. So Gunther is destined to win a world title. There's no way in hell he's gonna lose. No way in hell he's gonna lose, unless Drew cashes in on him if he wins. But this is going to be my prediction. Damian wins if he gets DQ'd, or Seth may win where Judgment Day may interfere and Damian want to take the clean route and be really chill, and Seth takes that, pins Damian, then whoop the fucking do. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a Gunther fan because he literally buried Randy Orton. So yeah, the next batch is Sammy versus Braun Breaker. Wasn't a fan of Sammy at all. When Sami Zayn first debuted in the WWE, I was a huge fan, and I was a huge fan of Kevin Owens. But both of these guys have proved that they are great wrestlers, and I think it's time for them to just move on and shine on somewhere else. So, if these guys leave WWE, they'll be great in AEW, or basically these guys need a character change. But Braun Breaker to me should have been the face of this match simply because he could be like Batista, '05 Batista, where he was dominant, whooping Triple H ass, Mark Henry ass, Undertaker, Booker T, all these great talents. Like Booker was dominant back in the day. I mean, Batista was dominant back in the day. But Braun need to have his badass style instead of this heel bullying character that beats the shit out of everybody. And I just hate that Braun didn't dethrone Gunther. If Braun would have dethroned Gunther, it would have made the title way more credible. And I feel like it's kind of like when the World Heavyweight title went to SmackDown after Batista had it, it was still credible. Then once Batista lost it and Ray lost it, it became a D-rate title. The credible people wasn't even competing. Credible wrestlers in the mid-card scene or in stupid feuds. So I feel like I'm not really a fan of this, but I do want Braun to win it. If Braun does win this title, he needs to be a dominant badass, not a bully, but a badass. Be a badass similar to Gunther, because Gunther really wasn't a bully when he was like, his gimmick isn't a bullying heel, but Braun is a bullying heel. He attacks you from the back. He just, I don't know. That's just me. Lastly, is another match that's gonna be a banger. Cody versus Orton versus Owens and the Bloodline. First of all, I'm a huge Jacob Fatu fan. He's a serious badass. I mentioned that before on my podcast. But I could have sworn this is going to be an 8-man tag team match. I could have sworn. I don't know if it's a Mandela effect or what, but I could have sworn this is going to be an 8-man tag team match. Now it's a 3-on-3 tag team match. Or it still may be an 8. I don't fucking know. But whatever the case is, I don't want Cody to take that pin. I want Jacob Fatu to pin somebody like Orton or Owens. And overall through this match, we already know that Randy Orton is going to be heel. And Randy has to turn heel this week. It's needed for him to turn heel. Because Randy got buried so bad by Gunther that Randy Orton is in mid-card status, losing to the likes of people like Carmelo Hayes, a fucking rookie. Although Carmelo had some really good indie background and everything, Prime Orton would have massacred Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes would not be around if, like, he wouldn't have survived. He wouldn't have survived '08 Orton or '05 Orton, the Legend Killer. He would have got buried. He wouldn't survive John Cena. He damn sure wouldn't have survived Batista or Undertaker. Not hating off Carmelo, but I used to be a fan. Now I'm just not. But Orton taking the L against Carmelo Hayes and other wrestlers just generally sucks. So Orton and Owens is going to get the pin. All three men may argue. Then out of nowhere, Randy may RKO Kevin Owens, then RKO Cody, or Kevin Owens may stunner everybody. Owens and Orton are two people you don't want to trust, because every faction they had, they have turned on people, and Cody should know him better than that. But once Orton turns, I want to see Jimmy Uso return somehow. But let's rewind. What if Jey Uso, prior to this match, talked to the Bloodline about beating the shit out of his brother and everything, and it leads to a feud? Now, I mentioned the Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, I just thought of this. For the Money in the Bank ladder match, I don't think Jey Uso will be safe, simply because If he interferes in the Bloodline's business, which he should, they should cost him the Money in the Bank ladder match. Next is LA Knight. LA Knight isn't safe because he's beefing with Logan Paul. Chad Gable isn't safe because he's beefing with the Y6, which is stupid to me. I don't know why they're fucking with him. So maybe Carmelo or Andrade may win. But Carmelo is like getting pushed really, really fast with us. He's facing really good talent like Cody Orton. He's not facing no mid-carders. Carmelo is not in the mid-card status. He's literally in the main event status, facing Hall of Famers and former world champs and current world champs. Brody is killing it. And then Andrade, of course, is the the husband of Charlotte Flair. So, what if Andrade wins and Charlotte somehow inserts herself into the match? Peep this. But, I know she's a mom. But what if in some alternate reality, Charlotte inserts herself into the match or interferes? Or somebody like Zelina Vega interferes? Something major. Because now the tables has turned. Not maybe Melo or Andrade. So, I mentioned in my previous episodes that long-time storytelling is great. So, with this long-time storytelling, the Money in the Bank ladder match may be the greatest one because I don't know no match in history where everybody had beef with somebody and a person can interrupt. And we know Money in the Bank ladder matches is unpredictable because one time Brock Lesnar entered a match. Then a year before that, somebody else entered a match. Austin Theory or somebody entered. So, who knows? But, hey, like this video. Listen on all streaming platforms. And have a great day.